All right, welcome to Reality Rundown, episode 25, where we'll be recapping tonight's episode of Big Brother All-Stars, the first ever triple eviction. Very chaotic, very fun, very different, but we are here to tell you everything that happened and talk about it from our perspectives and just what we think about it. I'm your host, Connor Nelson, along with my co-host, Christian Holman. How you doing tonight?
Doing all right. Triple eviction. It's never seen anything like it. It was interesting. I was a little disappointed with the whole tip off because they weren't as panicked as they should have been. I was really hoping to see some people poop their pants. It would have been really nice to see. But
Yeah, still,
it
yeah,
was
it
still
at
a good
least,
episode.
yeah, it at least brought some different. I don't know, just like different things coming, like different people winning, different. The alliance. It came down to the alliance someone had to go from the big alliance that's been running the game. So at least we saw that. But yeah, let's get into it. It was 2 hours tonight, so there's a lot, but not really a lot. So we'll just talk until we get it all, and talk until we got everything off our minds. So tonight's episode, it starts the very usual. Like the first eviction was just normal. The first 30 minutes or so was just the build up to David and Kevin getting evicted, or one of them getting evicted, and it starts with David and Cody talking, and Cody is like, "Hey man, are you nervous? Are you nervous for this week?" And David's like, "Yeah, a little bit. Like, do you think I should be?" And he's like, "Yeah, you 100% should be nervous. Like, you took $10,000 when you're on the block. What is wrong with you?" And just clearly called him out. Was not amused. Was not happy, and it was very clear he was mad that he did this.
I thought he thought it was hilarious. He was annoyed with it, but he's like, dude, it literally seems like something that no one would ever. It seems like it has to be fake. Just
Yeah.
like, who would do that?
He's like, none of us here would do this, and here you are on the block. Like, I'm the HOH, and I wasn't even going to take the 10,000.
Yeah, which is hilarious. It's so funny. Like,
Yeah.
they couldn't have wrote that. I don't think. David is literally like the saboteur from several seasons ago. Several seasons ago.
Yeah.
Except he's sabotaging his own game.
It's just like, why
Every
give, like, even if you're the target, even if you think, like, in the next 2 weeks or so you're going home, why give them the extra incentive to send you home when something could change? You never know. Like, things are changing constantly, especially when you get down to 7, 8, 6. Like, anything can happen and anything can sway and you can be saved. Especially the fact that you're not winning anything. So, like, what kind of threat are you? You're literally basically Nicole here.
Yeah, which I guarantee you, David only thought about. I mean, after the competition, David's like, "I got them."
Yeah, he was literally wearing the shirt that was like $10,000 on it, like throwing it in everybody's face. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, oh, so dumb. But yeah, Cody's like, he's clearly mad, and I think this is when David's like, I may have screwed up, and it's like, yeah, you probably did, and this is the first time he probably was like, crap. I know I was safe before the veto, but now, like, there's a chance it flips and I go home.
Yeah, I feel like every single one of the like, you think moments of the season have all been David just being like, huh, never would have guessed taking money over safety would have been a bad thing. Yeah, I think, every single one has been David just being so oblivious.
Again, he's basically a first-time player playing in a group of all-stars where they know exactly what they're doing. They're very calculated, and he's just like, they're just basically going wall to wall, like, here we are. Let's do what we can to try to survive, but not doing the right things, it doesn't seem like.
Ricky wants to play. He's here to play.
So after this, we get Kevin goes up to the HOH and talks to Cody, and he's just like, I want to make my last week here, this week, a good time. And he apologizes for the conversation that they had, which, I mean, it was smart of him to apologize, but that conversation should have never happened. Like, if you're going to have that conversation, have it on the way out the door or have it in your goodbye message. Like, don't. It's just that conversation is what really sealed it. He was the target already, but this was, like, what made it to where he had really no chance of swaying anybody or getting anybody to get, like, even a sliver of a chance of staying.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe, but I don't really feel like he had any shot at all. But I think
I don't either. No, I don't either.
But I don't really think it made a difference. I think in a sense it was maybe even good for him, therapeutic in the sense to just get it off his chest, because He was going home no matter
Well,
what.
no, yeah, I
There's
completely agree. I'm just saying,
with
like,
the exception of David taking the money and making everyone mad. That's
yeah,
the only way possible.
yeah. But
And
no,
that
I
didn't even.
completely agree. I'm just saying, like, even on the sliver of a chance, like, if you want to stay in this game, you don't do that.
Yeah, which even him going back and apologizing, that even maybe if he hadn't apologized, it would have not. He may have stayed, because what Cody says in the goodbye message is, after you apologize to me, I realized, hey, you got to go. You're a way bigger threat than David.
Yeah, which I think that was going to be inevitable either way. So yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that. Either way, right after this conversation, Dr. Will shows up on the screen. They all rush to the living room, and he comes out and he's like, "I'm back, and I've played this game. I was really good at it, but it's because I was always not one step, not two steps, but 3 steps ahead of everybody else, or 3 steps like ahead in the game." And this is whenever it's like, why do this? Why tip them off that there might be a speed up thing? Why tip them off that it's going to be a crazy week at all? Just let it happen and let them just freak out. I don't like this.
Yeah, I love when they're surprised, and they why do that? I want to know what they're thinking behind it was. They could have saved so much money
Well,
by
and
not having Will come in.
True. And maybe they were thinking, like, they're going to do this so that this whole week we get some build-up or gameplay of, like, everybody kind of plotting and seeing what they were going to do. But the problem is, like, that happened for maybe an hour, and then it went back to just everybody sitting around doing nothing like this whole season's been. So, like, it really didn't do anything other than just tip them off.
Yeah, I mean, literally, which I think strategy-wise, that's exactly what I didn't want. I didn't want strategy going into this thing, because this is supposed to be so chaotic, unplanned. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But they were able to strategize.
Yeah,
which is what we saw.
Every single person knew exactly what they were gonna do if they won the veto. Like, everybody knew who was going up. So, like, there really wasn't a surprise of, like, it was just who was gonna win the HOH. That was the surprise.
Yeah, and the double eviction, that wouldn't have thrown them off too bad. They've all kind of been plotting for that a little bit.
Yeah.
But had they not tipped off the triple, it may have been absolute fire.
Yeah.
May have been.
Yeah. So as soon as this ends, we get Danny and Nicole in the room, and Danny's like, she's like, wanting to show Nicole where all of her stuff is in case she gets evicted. She's like, this is where it all is, blah, 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 blah. Really, that's about it. They don't really talk in depth of, like, who they want to put up or who they should target here, which I thought that's maybe what we would get some of, but we don't really get any of that.
No, they're just worried about their stuff.
Yeah. This is when we get everybody's speculating as to what this is, like, what this means. So Enzo and David are in the bathroom, and Enzo's like, "Hey man, you better get ready because I think it's gonna be like a speed up week. Like, they're gonna come up. It's gonna be tonight or tomorrow." And David's like, "No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a triple." And maybe the first thing David has thought right this whole season. Like, he got it.
This is the intuition, that legendary intuition that got David on All Stars. So it's finally coming through for him.
Yes. Enzo is talking to, I think, Cody here. Yeah, that he's talking to Cody, and he says that they might want to get, this might be the time that they want to get Memphis or Christmas out. And Cody agrees, but then he's like, or maybe, like, this is our time to take our shot at Tyler, which this is why I don't think Tyler's in a good spot, is because he's let everybody around him. Like, the thing he did well on 20 was he was good with everybody, and he made sure he was good with everybody. And really, like, he thinks that's what, like, where his game went wrong. But in reality, like, everybody in the jury that he was good with and had final twos with, had deals with, they all voted for him. It was the other people, the other side of the house, that were mad at him and didn't vote for him. That's why he lost. So, in my opinion, I think he should be going the route of the same way he went on 20, and he needs to be pushing to get more people, because after the Wall Yeller outed him in Christmas, he's pushed back on Christmas and, like, hasn't really talked much to Christmas. But this should be the time where he's talking to Cody, talking to Enzo, talking to Memphis, getting these deals in place. And right now, he's not. And they think, like, oh, if he's not got a final two with you or me, he's got to have one with someone. And really, Christmas is the only one left. So they're like, he's got to go at some point.
Yeah, it's like him wanting to change his game. It's better to at least make it to final two and have a shot to win than not make it all.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not sitting out there just getting everyone on your side in some way, then eventually you become a target to them, especially whenever you're as competitive as he is.
Yeah.
So it's just not he's not setting himself up for success.
It's just you can't get to the final 6 like he is and comp your way out. It's just not. It's not how it works. Like I mean, maybe it can happen, but just the odds are not there. Like it would take.
All it takes is one. If you just don't win one.
Yeah, 100%. Which it's happened a lot to people. Danny and Cody are talking about how they talk. Do you remember this conversation? I don't remember much of this, but I know they talked. And just about they were speculating on the triple and who they wanted out and who has to go. I want to think they landed on Christmas, but I'm not 100% sure.
Everyone was pretty set forth on Christmas. I'm pretty sure for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really not much there though. It was basically just them just talking about the triple. And little does Danny know, Danny is 100% loyal to Cody, but Cody really, like, he's hanging on to Danny, but he's ready to cut her loose at any time. But she doesn't think, like, she thinks she's got it to the end with Cody, and it's just not how it is.
Yeah, and she's not happy about what ends up happening there, so.
Yeah. Danny talks to Tyler now, and he's like, I have to be loyal to the 6. That's all I've got. Like, you're fine with me. I'm good with you. And Danny says the same. She's like, I'm not going to put you up. You're good with me. And knowing, like, both of them are clearly lying. Like, I think both of them know that too, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Was tonight's episode live?
No.
No? Okay, so that's why they showed conversations like that, because they know they obviously they already know who wins all that stuff. So
Yeah. So I think we get to so we get to the first eviction, and Julie comes on the screen, tells them that it is a double tonight, that 2 people will be going, doesn't reveal that it's a triple yet. So we get to the vote, the nomination or the eviction speeches. There really wasn't much to them. I mean, did you anything stick out to you in the speeches?
Not the first one.
Okay, all right. So either way, Enzo, Danny, Tyler, everybody voted Kevin. The next one is when it gets a little different, but yeah. Kevin gets evicted unanimously. Stands up, doesn't give anybody a hug, says, I'll hug you guys in finale. I don't want any hugs right now. Just walks straight out. Really mad, which he had to see it coming. Like, I don't think he thought he was staying, or I'm pretty sure they told him.
No, he knew he was going. He thought he might get a vote or two, but he knew he was going home. But he didn't want to hug anyone because, I mean, he was mad the fact that, well, I don't even think he was mad. I think he just, like he said when he was talking to Julie, he's like, yeah, man, they're fake hugs. Everyone's just trying to get my vote.
Yeah, he thought that he may get a vote from Danny and Enzo, but in reality, like, I think Danny's game plan was when there was people on the block and there was a clear target, she buddied up with them for the rest of the week, made them feel like they were best friends, really, like, wanted to butter them up to get their jury vote, and that's why he ultimately thought he would get the vote from her, but I don't think she was really that loyal to Kevin.
No, I don't really feel like she had a real loyalty there, which she did want to keep Kevin.
Well, yeah, she did, but like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Who really cares?
Yeah, she's not gonna
go out of her way
for it. Yeah,
100%. He also says, talking to Julie, that Cody won't get his vote, that he is bitter, he will be bitter, and there's no really circumstance that Cody will get his vote.
Oh no, I think he changed that. Initially,
he went back and was like, well, mate, but I think he was just saying that to, like, save face. I don't think he's voting for Cody no matter what.
I think there's a chance.
I don't. I think he's 100% going to be bitter.
We'll see.
I get. Well, we might see.
No, he probably will be bitter, but we'll see what ends up happening with that.
Goodbye messages. David gives the one he's literally given to everybody that they've shown. I couldn't have got it this far without you. I really appreciate you in this game. Enzo, he was like, sorry, man, couldn't get the votes. I tried, which, no, he didn't. He didn't really try. Danny, again, was just like, sorry, wasn't there. I'm in this alliance. And Cody, like you said, he was just talking about how he's the better player, and it's clear that he needed to go over David, which is true. He's a better player than David. Not a great player, but he is better than David.
Yeah, it's a very true statement. Danny reveals the alliance. It's like, I wanted to keep you, no one else did. Sorry.
Really, nothing I can do. Yeah, I mean, and that should tell him like they weren't that close. Like, I don't know. I mean, if they were that close, I feel like she would have told him about the alliance before now. But
no, most people don't rat out alliances unless you're Enzo.
well, no, they don't. But I'm saying like for him, like he thought they were like that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, you are.
All right, so from here, it like it said, Julie said it was a double. So that again, they all probably think there's something going on with the triple. They might not think it's tonight. I think a lot of them thought maybe it'll be tomorrow or the next day, but none of them really thought at this point. I don't think it would be tonight, the triple. So at this point, they're just like, okay, double, here we go. So the first HOH of the triple is it was called "It's All About Will," and it's a booth style where they're in their cubicles and it's true or false. And Julie reads questions about what, like, basically Will's appearance when he comes out of the neighbor's house and what they watched. And they answer true or false. And whoever's left after the end is HOH. Pretty simple. So the first round, Tyler, Danny, and David are all three eliminated, which sucks because it was like really the only shakeup that we're going to see if someone wins is Tyler, Christmas, or David. Even Danny in a sense, because Danny's really a big target for the triple, and she has been all week. Like all week, we've seen like people talk like Danny's definitely going if it's a triple or if it's a double. Like she is the goal here. So it sucks seeing them three go out first because really it's a cake. Like we kind of know what's going to happen if the other 3 or 4 win. Besides Christmas.
Yeah. Which I would just like to go ahead and put it out there, just so everyone knows. I made it to the end of that one. Didn't miss a single one, so I might have won if I was on the show.
You would have been HOH.
Quite possibly, I might have won that. I might have won the double eviction. I got the last answer wrong on the third one, but
not to brag.
Yeah, you know.
So the next 2 rounds, everybody ties. 4th round, Nicole goes out. 5th round, Christmas and Enzo go out, which means Memphis is the HOH, which Memphis's resume is getting really, really good. Like, for anybody that's like, I want to take Memphis to the end, or even Cody, it's like, that's probably not the best move you can make is taking one of them to the end, because both of them have great resumes. Yeah. So, it's just a really big win for Memphis. So, there was probably, I want to think, how many commercials would you say?
I'd say the over would be
12?
13. I would say 13.
Like, it was insane. I feel like there was like 2-minute segments of show and then commercial, and then another 2 minutes.
I don't know why during this double eviction they didn't show any of the talking.
I would have way rather seen the one-on-ones.
That's all I wanted to see.
Exactly. It made no sense, especially when it's not live. They can edit that in.
The issue with it was the fact that they tipped them off. There probably wasn't any. Yeah. So I hope that like people at CBS go to bed.
Look at them. Just look at them straight in their eyes. Yeah, you tell them.
Listen here, CBS. You messed up. And I'm angry. I'm angry at you guys.
I think everybody's mad because it could have been so much better. They could have played this out so much better.
Craziest Big Brother week of all time. And instead, they made. They just.
Especially where it wasn't live. Like they could have edited in everything that was said. There would be no delay, nothing, and it's not like they have a time limit, a time frame that they have to do it on. So like they could give them 5-10 minutes after the HOH comp of conversations and then do nominations, then the veto. So it's just like why rush it? Why I don't know. It was bizarre to me. But,
yeah. And on top of messing all that up, Julie Chen has triple eviction behind her after. I mean, it's just they did a horrible job. Why do they even have that sign in there right now? There's no studio audience. I'm so angry.
Yeah, it's really stupid. Either way, they come back in. I don't even know if he really talks to anybody, really. But he nominates David and Nicole with the clear target being David. He wants David out. He does not want David there. And it's been clear from, like, week 2 that he wants David out. So they go to commercial again. Literally, like, nominations happen in, like, a minute, 60 seconds. Another commercial. Come back from commercial, and they go play the veto. And this one is called Ice in Your Veins. And there's 2 balance beams that they have to run across. If you fall off, then you are eliminated. You're out of the competition. And then once you get across, you have to change a veto puzzle. Basically, like, there's, like, sticks almost. They have to turn them, fix the puzzle, run back across the balance beams, and buzz in. And the first one to do it wins. So, really, the only 2 people that were even close, I feel like, were Nicole and Christmas. Christmas goes across, buzzes in, has one wrong, runs back, changes it. At this point, Nicole thinks she has hers done. They run back at the same time. Nicole hits it before Christmas, but Nicole's was actually wrong, so Christmas wins the veto. And at this point, you know she's not going to use it. There's no really reason for her to use it. If she uses on David, Tyler's more than likely going up, so she's like, I would rather get rid of David than Tyler.
Oh, so you thought Tyler was going to be the replacement there?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be Danny. Why did they put Nicole?
It could have been Danny. It was basically between Danny and Tyler, but I think ultimately it would have been Tyler because I think Cody would have pushed for it and Enzo would have pushed for it. Mm-hmm. But it could have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what were you about to say? Sorry.
No, I was just listening.
Okay. Yeah. So the veto is not used. Christmas doesn't use the veto. There's no really reason for her to use the veto here. So the noms stay the same, and I think was there anything in between veto and just straight up voting out? No. Before she doesn't use it. Oh,
there was Nicole talking to
yeah,
Christmas.
Before she doesn't use it, Nicole and Christmas talk, and Nicole's just like, I get if you don't use it,
you're
but
my number one.
I'm with you. I'm 100% for you. I really want you to use it. And she's lying. Like, she wants Christmas out just as much as the next person. So, like, I don't really know why Christmas would believe this. And ultimately, I don't think she does, so she doesn't use it. But this was very on brand for Nicole. Very whiny, very, like...
So, wait, I thought Nicole actually... But based on what we've seen on television, Nicole does like Christmas a lot.
Well, she does. She does to an extent.
Like, she wanted
but not
Nicole
over...
She wanted Christmas to replace Danny, basically.
Because she knew Danny was on the outs.
Yeah.
So she just wanted to get a new one. But compared to everybody else, she would rather have Tyler out than Christmas. But that's not the option here. So, I mean, she's not going to go against Cody. She's not going to go against Enzo. And she's not going to go against... She might go against Memphis a little bit, but not more than Christmas or Tyler. So, like I said, ultimately doesn't use it. She says in her speech that it freaks her out to use this power at this time. What does that even mean?
Replacement. She didn't want a replacement to be Tyler.
But it
that's
freaks
literally
her out.
all that meant.
Just say
like,
it's not good for my game to use it at this point. Like, there's no reason for me to use it.
Yeah, basically it's I don't trust you, Memphis. I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the eviction comes, and this is one that's kind of interesting because, and again, this, well, I'll talk about it here in a second. Either way, Cody votes first. He votes David. Christmas votes second. She votes Nicole. Tyler votes next, Nicole. So it's 2-1 for Nicole to leave. Enzo goes next. And this is when I tell you, like, this whole, like, week or 2 weeks of Enzo being like, I want to make a big move. I want to win this veto to make a big move. I'm tired of everybody just doing the same thing. I want to do something big. And this is when he has an opportunity to do that. And this is what I said last week. If he won the veto, ultimately, I don't think he's doing anything with it because he's a lot of talk when he doesn't do anything. Like he did on his HOHs. He had a perfect opportunity to make a big move, yet he goes with, like, what's the easiest route and what everybody else wants.
Yeah, he plays super safe, which it's
drives
not the wrong thing
to
do.
No, it's not, but
it's annoying that he talks so big.
Don't keep running your mouth saying you're going to do a big move and crap. It drives me nuts. Because this right here is the perfect example of, like, he could have made a massive move. Everybody would have loved him for it. At least the audience would have loved him for it. And it honestly would have looked good for his resume. Like, I made this move. I didn't have to make this move, but I did because she was a big threat. Just
it was
stupid. So
Which
stupid.
potentially
Drove me
it would have hurt.
nuts.
It probably would have hurt his game had he
It
done
could have,
that.
but winning the
But
veto last week and using it would have hurt his game. Like, he would have been going against Cody when Cody clearly didn't want it used, his number one person, and if he gets it and uses it, that's going to hurt his game too. So
he
like,
wouldn't have done it though.
No, that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't have done it, but he
Yeah.
talked like he was going to do it.
Well, it makes for decent TV at least.
It drives me nuts. Either way, Enzo votes for David and Danny votes for David. So a vote of 3-2, David gets evicted. And ultimately, if Enzo does vote for Nicole, I don't think Memphis breaks that tie. But still, just like, don't say you're all about making big moves and go that route. It's just
If Enzo voted for Nicole, there couldn't have been a tie, right?
yeah, it would have been 3-3.
Who was that was a 3-2 vote, I thought.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so Nicole would.
Yeah.
So even better.
Yeah. He had every opportunity to shake it up, and he went as safe as possible.
Drives me nuts. It really does drive me nuts. And if I hear next week in any episode of Enzo being like, I want to win this, yo, to make a big move. That's what it is, yo. Like, my head will explode. I can't. But either way, David is evicted, and he is very mad, storms off, doesn't say anything to really anybody, grabs his mask, walks out. And his talk with Julie was just a lot of, like...
It was long.
Very long and very, like, we didn't really get anything out of it other than just, like, I wanted to come back to prove to myself and prove to everybody that I could play this game. And even though I didn't win competitions, I could do it socially. And in reality, if he believes that he did that good, little self-awareness.
Yeah. That was
not great.
One of the worst games I've ever seen played. Like,
yeah.
He went, everyone, like, literally, there's a huge road, a massive open road that says, go this way. And then he goes off in the dirt every single time. He just does it. He does the exact wrong thing. Or he's driving in oncoming traffic even. Like, it's just like, dude, everything you did was wrong.
But, again, this is why last week, too, or yesterday, I said that him getting the 10,000 was probably the right move. Not, like, based off game, but, like, for him, there was really it was probably a 90% chance he leaves tonight unless he wins an HOH. And it's just, he hasn't won anything all year, so what are the odds he's going to win it in a double or a triple? So I do think that was the right move for him to take the 10K.
Oh, yeah, he definitely. The 10K was a great call, especially with hindsight, but optically, it's a horrible call.
Oh, it's so bad.
And if you want a chance to win the game,
yeah,
optically,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He had no chance of winning the game, so.
Yeah. So then it comes back from commercial. Julie's on the screen, and it's very clear in the background, triple eviction. And it's like, what are we doing? When right before this, Julie's like, we're going to go talk to him, but we're not going to tell him about the triple yet. We're going to keep that a secret.
You already blew it.
I think this is actually right before the eviction, so like everybody saw it, like even the two on the block. So like they used that in their speeches, but it was just, what are we doing? It's not that hard.
So annoying. CBS just really missed it this week.
Yeah,
CBS was the David in the house to the public this week. That was CBS. CBS was the Dave.
The Dave. Yeah. I just don't. It's not hard. And just put up a blank back. Anything. Like, you know she's gonna be on the screen. What are we like? I don't know. But either way, they come back from commercial after the second eviction. David's out, and Julie does confirm that it is a triple. Everybody acts like they're surprised.
Did you say Tyler and Christmas voted Nicole out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she does confirm it's a triple, and the HOH is about to start. And I don't know. Yeah, never mind. We'll get to that. So the HOH they go out. It's literally the same exact comp except they are doing like things that happened in the season instead of things about Will. And I thought where it was pre-recorded, they did this solely because they could put them on lockdown where they couldn't talk game. They were all together, and they would bust down the HOH, put up a new one, and bust down the veto and have a new one. Or do something a little different, but no, they were just like, let's rock with it.
No, they still did it fast. I mean, how long ago did they do it? An hour ago? An
No,
hour
they did.
before the
No,
show
no,
went
no.
live?
The feeds have been down all day.
Yeah, well, we don't know when they actually did it still, though. But
No, but what I'm saying is like they could have done it this morning. Like,
yeah, they could have. But I know in the past we've seen when they haven't done it live. You said they did like an hour or so beforehand, an hour or two before showing it live. Because I think what they did, I think what they actually did with it was even though it wasn't live, they didn't really edit it. They just kind of did it. They just kind of did it straight up.
but if you're gonna do that, like, again,
It makes me. I really am curious as to why they don't do it live.
I guess in case where it was a triple that it has never been done, they didn't know what they were really doing 100%, so they just didn't want any mess ups or things to go smooth. And where they're on a time limit, I think they just wanted to make sure that they could get it all in the 2 hours and not have to worry about anything.
Well, they really didn't do a good job at not messing things up. I'm sad about it.
So, they all go to the backyard. Again, it's the same comp, but they ask questions about the season. And do you remember any of the questions?
There was the question of the salamander saying the one word before the other word.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the word was.
Either way, they were questions like that. And so the first round, no, everybody gets it right. No one goes out. Second round, Nicole, Danny, and Enzo, all three go out.
Which, Julie forgot to mention Nicole was evicted on that, or knocked out on that question. She said, "Thank you, Danny, and thank you, Memphis," or whoever you just said, Enzo. Thank you, Danny, and thank you, Enzo, for go ahead and stepping down. Completely neglected Nicole, but continue.
Third round, nobody. Fourth round, Cody and Christmas both get it wrong, which means Tyler got it right and is the HOH, which I was honestly pulling for Tyler here. It hurts me to say I was pulling for Christmas because that's the only way that I think Danny or Nicole, either one, go out here. And if the other ones win, Tyler or Christmas go home. And what fun is that?
Yeah, and especially as they're all. I mean, maybe it would have been okay, but I personally would have. Actually, I don't really know because next week Tyler can't compete now. So for him, it would have been better for Christmas to win, and for Christmas, it's better for Tyler to win. So,
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well,
but I would also just like to make sure that everyone knows I did get the last question wrong, so Tyler would have beat me on this competition.
there was a couple of those that were just complete guesses, I feel like.
Oh, like 9 of them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, that was the Will one. I take that back. The Will one was guesses.
This one was guesses too.
Not really.
That salamander question, I was like,
okay, yeah, I take it. The salamander one was, but like the
last question was too to me.
Which one was it? I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, the first question was Davon played, or Ian played before Davon, or before Kaser in veto.
Yeah.
And then so Davon was a have not twice before she won her first comp. And then I don't remember the next two. Or one of the next two.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. Tyler wins. Tyler's HOH. He goes. They all go back into the room or the house, and Danny immediately goes to talk to Tyler, and she's like, I was never coming after you. I'm not coming after you. Like, you know where I stand with you. And Tyler's like, no, we're good, blah, blah, blah. Gives her a hug. Like, claims they're all good when in reality he knows he's about to put her up. And so she leaves. Nicole comes in, and he's like, I'm sorry about that vote. Like, I just thought that's what Memphis wanted. I'm so sorry. Like, come up with a better lie. At least say, like, that was just a vote for David, like, just so he had one. Don't just say that he thought that's what Memphis wanted when it's very clear that that's not what he wanted, and it's very clear that he's been wanting David out for a while.
Yeah, that was a bad lie.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, it also what happened there is any chance of, I would assume any chance of Christmas and Christmas and Nicole working together probably ruined now. I would assume.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, she was just like, I'm not gonna hold it against you. Like I know I'm sorry. Like or not I'm sorry, but it's fine. Like I understand. I get it. And but again, like if you're in Tyler's position here, like you just voted to evict her, you know she's gonna be coming after you. There's very few left. Like, come on. So that's all the conversations we get, which again, I'm with you. I would rather see the conversation that happened really quick, like the people running in and out, but here we are. That's all we get. So he ends up nominating Nicole and Danny. He says this is a crazy difficult decision. There's not many people left in here. I think he like starts to cry. I'm not really sure. I don't know if that's real
It was
or fake.
a fake cry. It was definitely fake.
So he does end up nominating Nicole and Danny.
Which Danny and Nicole both knew that they were going on the block.
They immediately go and talk to him. Clearly, they got to know something's going on.
Yeah, well, Danny even said like, well, or Nicole said, well, am I the target who's going on the block? He's like, no, it's not you. Even if Danny comes off, like Nicole says, even if Danny comes off, am I the target? And he's like, no, it's not you. There's someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, they knew they were going.
Which I disagree. I think Nicole would be the target for him at least if Danny came off.
Yeah, I can't think of who else he would rather go.
Yeah, 100%. So the veto is this one's called Feet to the Fire. It's literally the same exact comp in a way, except for they have to run across the balance beams, grab one piece of the puzzle, run back, and put it in the slot on the other end. And the first person to get all their pieces without falling off the beam wins. If you fall off the beam, you're automatically out. So, and really this comp, I feel like, was way easier than the first, because the first one, they were all jumbled and you had to actually fix the puzzle. This one was literally just taking it from one end to the other and putting it in. It was...
Well, there were two different comps. Like, the first comp, all you had to do was turn it and run back.
Yeah.
The second one, though, you had to carry it, balance yourself, and make sure you kept everything in order.
Did it look like to you that Danny was, like, super close? Or
no. But
it looked like...
It looked
like to me that she was like, I thought she was about to win, and then all of a sudden Tyler did, but I thought like she had it.
I didn't think she was very close. I thought I couldn't hardly see her though based on the camera angle. But Nicole and Cody were one behind, or like half of one behind Tyler the whole time until Nicole fell. And,
yeah, so Christmas falls first. And I think she
Nicole
falls here.
Tough fall.
I think Christmas falls on purpose because she knows she doesn't need to win this veto to cause any rift any more than she already has, and she knows she's good with Tyler, so there's no reason for her to win this. So I don't think she's gonna like. I can't imagine her throwing it, but I think she did throw it.
I don't think she threw it. I think she wanted that veto.
I disagree.
Who she wanted to go home, she doesn't want to give them a chance to win the veto, and she wanted Danny gone.
Yeah, but then again, like she knows that no matter what, she's not going to block. Yeah, maybe, but
yeah, she's too loyal to throw it, I believe.
But yeah, she falls first, and then Nicole takes a hard fall, which again goes back to like this is why Nicole does so well, is because she is just useless. She does nothing. She doesn't win comps. She's just not good at anything.
She's really good at making people feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
Like, during her veto of the regular week, she's like slipping, falling, gets to the very top of OTEV, and then she's like, I can't do it. And then just has like the dramatic movie fall of just like telling someone that to move on with their life and then falling off the cliff. I don't know, but it was, she just makes people feel sorry for her. So yeah. Maybe that's her strategy.
It works, I guess, because she's final 6, and here we are. But no, Tyler wins the veto, and they all go back in, and I think it goes straight to Danny and Nicole talking, and they're both like crying, and she's just like, if you stay, Danny tells Nicole, if you stay this week, you know who you have to go for. Tyler and Christmas have got to go, but Christmas has to go first.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why they want Christmas out first.
No idea. That was...
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see.
Interesting.
Some of that Sunday or Monday.
But that was all the talk we get. We don't get anything with Tyler talking to anybody. We get vaguely Cody running in and just being like, congrats, you did it, great. But Nicole's speech, she just basically stands up and says, I don't really have anything, I've been up here a lot. Then just starts crying like she always does, and then sits down. That was basically it.
Yeah, and then Danny gets up, spitting fire. She's like, Nicole may not know, but I know what I'm gonna say. Tyler Christmas, you've had a final 2 all summer, and if you keep me in the house, I'm going after you 2. And what that means is, you 3, you're good with me. Keep me, I'm sending them home.
Yeah. And what bothers me about this is Danny played this off, and it doesn't, I mean, she's going to do this no matter what. She's not going to say it's because I was told, but the only reason that people know that Christmas and Tyler have a final 2 is because there was a wall yeller. Like, someone literally comes with a megaphone, screams over the wall, Tyler and Christmas have a final 2, and that's the only way that people know about this. They kept this so discreet, and no one would have known. I don't think till this day that they would be even this tight, but the fact that that happened is why people know. So it's not like she's throwing out something that, like, people don't know. Like, everybody knows it, everybody heard it, so this isn't new information.
Yeah, it's really frustrating that people do that crap in the game, or to the house, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of it in a sense, and yeah, everyone kind of knew, or has an idea.
Yep.
That wall yeller was a long time ago, though, right? Or is this a new?
I mean, it was 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay,
I don't know,
yeah,
but
fair.
it's still like people are not gonna forget that. But either way, we get to the eviction. Cody votes first. He votes Danny. Oh, everybody votes Danny. It's unanimous. Danny gets
4-0.
voted out. She stands up. She hugs everybody but Tyler and Christmas. And Christmas is not happy. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna make it personal." And she's like, "Yeah, I guess we are." And
Oh, did they say that?
yeah. Whenever
I
she's
didn't
walking
hear
out the
that.
door, yeah. So again, it just shows that these players are very bitter, and I think Danny's gonna be a bitter juror. Like, I don't know.
I don't feel like she would be. Why are they so upset with Chris? Like, you actually don't know why they're so upset with Christmas? Because I'm so confused as to why they're so upset with her.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why, but they don't like her at all. And again, when she's talking to Julie, she's like, "Why did you not give Christmas a hug?" And she's like, "To be honest, I just don't like her."
Yeah, and then she immediately goes back to, well, that's not true.
Yeah,
But she
to
gets
save
on her.
face, but she doesn't. She doesn't like her. You
Yeah.
don't say that unless
Which-
you don't like her.
Which you kind of just see it in a sense where it's like, at least the last week, she's just constantly, oh, she's overly competitive. She's too much. She's just too much. You can't handle her.
Yeah.
So, that's probably what it was, where she just doesn't like her because she's a little over the top often.
Yeah. Julie also asked her if she was shocked by the 4-0 vote, and she was like, "Yeah, honestly, I am. I'm very surprised that Cody did not give me a vote. Like, he was my best friend in there. We would stay up all night. We would talk. We would scheme, and They talked a lot, and I'm honestly shocked. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some backlash, like, from all of that, because there was some. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean, whenever Cody places a vote, he's like, she's going to kill me.
Yeah, she's never gonna
I
forgive
think
me.
Danny.
But yeah, it was getting to a point where it was a little weird, especially since she's married from a guy from that show with the kid. It was weird.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, there was. I think I'll try to find a video for you, but
Cody did that in his original season too.
Christine,
With old Christine, her
Yep.
husband.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, it was just it's weird, and it goes back to like whenever Kaser said the love triangle with Cody and Danny and was it Nicole maybe?
Nicole, yeah.
Yeah, it was like some people were like that's literal, like there's a love triangle, like it's real. But she says that her loyalty was to the core 4, which were her, Enzo, Nicole, and Cody. That was who her top priorities were. And then after that was the committee, but ultimately she was going after Tyler and Christmas, like, for weeks.
Yeah, which it was funny because what she initially said was I was loyal to the committee through and through, but it was the core of the committee. It was Cody, Enzo.
Well, the core is
and
an
Nicole.
actual. The core is actually an alliance.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. That's an actual
Okay.
alliance. Yeah.
Oh, wait, okay.
Yeah.
I
core
remember
4.
that. I think.
Yeah, the core 4, the Enzo, Cody,
Yeah.
her, and Nicole. So
Yeah.
that's who
They haven't
she.
showed much of them.
Yeah. No, well, they
Doing the
never really
breakdowns.
met like as a 4 that much. So
Well, they did show them coming together, but like, yeah, I guess they don't meet us 4 and do a stupid core 4 breakdown.
Yeah. So, but with her admitting that she was going after Tyler, that does show that Tyler did make the right move getting her out, not trusting that she was on his side and was with him, because she wasn't, and it was very clear that she wasn't.
Yeah.
She also talked about Tyler wanting to go home in the previous couple weeks, like really screwed her game up and screwed his game up. I'm not 100% sure why it would really screw her game up, because really she was in that spot no matter what. But it definitely did screw his game up.
She got put in a spot to where, by him being like, just send me home, and by her.
Christmas was HOH. Christmas was HOH.
Oh, wait, time out. Because it made him target her, is what she thought. That it came out that he was targeting her. That's what she said.
But that's not. I guess that's what she believes. But the reason he was good, like, you put him on the block, like, he was a replacement on it. You backdoored him for no reason. So. Or tried to backdoor him for no reason.
Was that before? I thought that was after. I don't know, though.
I don't remember.
What? Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, she put him up. So, like, of course, when there's other options in the house, and it wasn't just like, oh, we're down to this many people, I have to throw you up. There was clear other people she could have put up, yet she does do that. So that's why he was going after you. No other reason.
Well, no. What I was saying is, she put him up the week after he did that. Because that was the week Davon and Bailey were on the block.
Maybe, but it was still.
And then after Bailey went home, Ian went home next, and that was the week.
Yeah. Okay. But still, yeah, the reason that he was going after her was because.
Well, she was planting seeds on him. She was talking about him.
Yeah, a lot. So yeah. So again, I think she will be bitter. I think a lot of these people are gonna be bitter. But maybe not. Hopefully not.
I don't feel like it, but I say that every season. Like, I just can't imagine.
You say that every season, and then every season they are. So
yeah,
maybe just think they are. Like, the way everybody talks, it sounds like they're going to be bitter. Kevin especially.
Yeah. I hate bitter jury.
It's really annoying, but I think that's the route we're going. So, either way, that was the extent of the triple. It was very, like, it could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot worse. So, you have any opinions on it? You think it was something they should do in the future, or leave that in the past and go back to the double?
I love the idea. Just don't tip them off.
I love the idea if they don't. Go ahead.
A double dash triple before jury.
I agree.
Where people really don't expect it.
Yeah. I like a triple week 3 or 4, and then have one of those from pre-jury come back.
Maybe.
I don't know. Either way, I think it's good. I think it went smooth. Again, could have been a lot better. Shouldn't have tipped them off, but they did. And I think going forward, like with the triple, they should use it very sparingly. Don't use it every year. Don't use it every 2 years. Use it every 4 or 5 years. Like, just mix it in, like, very, very seldomly, because if you do it too often, I think it's going to get old, and I think it's going to be one of those things. It's like, even with the double, people are like, I can't make this move until the double, but if it's a triple, then they're definitely not going to make moves, and I think it's just going to mess the game up going forward.
Now, what I wouldn't mind, just maybe
a quadruple.
A octuple, an octuplet. But no, a double early and then a triple late, or vice versa. Just something that just, Big Brother, which Julie Chen actually said earlier in the night, that this is the first time she said it all summer, expect the unexpected. Everything's been so predictable in the game the last several years.
Yeah.
Let's start seeing fireworks.
Yeah. Like,
start making the house guests do things they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Make them have dilemmas of, like, all right, you can be a have-not, or you get to be on the block this week, or I don't know. That's pretty, obviously that's a very easy choice, but just do something where it's like, if you don't nominate this person, you can't play. Not this person, but actually, how about that? You roll a wheel and says, if you win HOH, you don't nominate this person, your HOH is void. You can't play HOH the next 3 weeks or something, or POV. I don't know. My mind's going everywhere right now, but I want to see whoever. What is this? ABC, NBC, CBS? Who is this?
CBS.
Yeah, I want to see CBS just really roll the dice and just have some fun with it.
Yeah. I think it's definitely time to mix something up. I don't know what that is. It can't be too crazy, but something's got to be done different because the last several years it's been the same thing. A big alliance comes in from the start, steamrolls, and we don't really get much of anything. At least with, I know a lot of people hate 19, and 19 wasn't great, but at least there was a lot of drama, there was a lot of fights, there was a lot of blow-ups, and at least that's fun to watch.
Was 19, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pro them do really crazy stuff, but if you're watching this and you make it to the end of the podcast, put what you think they should do in the comments.
Oh. So, yeah, well, you're kind of cutting in and out a little bit, so this is probably a good place to end it. They said that there's no more Sunday show. It will now be on Monday. So instead of us coming on Sundays, watching the episode on Sundays, it will now be on Monday night for the rest of the season. And Julie also confirms that there is no jury battle back. So their final six is set. We have Enzo, Memphis, Cody, Tyler, Christmas, and Nicole, all final six, which is kind of crazy that Nicole has made it this far, if we're being honest. She's a winner. You would think that they would try to get the winners out early, but here she is again in final six. But yeah, I think it should be kind of interesting going forward. I think Tyler and Christmas are definitely in big trouble unless something changes or Christmas can win next week. I guess we'll find out. But either way, she also said that October 28th is the finale, so we're getting close to the end.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and save you a question. My heart and mind is not clear. There's so much still going on, but we're closing on an hour, so I'm just going to save it for another episode, another day. If you see me, you can ask me.
You're 100% gonna forget, but that's okay.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, if you guys enjoyed the podcast and you're watching on YouTube, please leave a like. If you have anything for us that you want to suggest or you just want to talk about on the next coming up podcast, leave it in the comments. If you subscribe with notifications on, you will get notified when we post on YouTube, so that you won't miss any episodes and you're caught up up to date on the rest of the episodes. And if you want to watch us record these live, we go live at twitch.tv/realityrundown after every single episode, and you can catch us there. Leave a follow and it will let you know when we go live. What was it you wanted to say? You wanted to say something.
Share the podcast. If you like us, share the podcast. Let's get the name out there a little bit. Maybe instead of however many viewers we get, we double it one night. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. We got high expectations. We want 1 million views next episode.
All right, we appreciate you guys listening. We will be back Monday night right after the episode to talk about who wins the HOH and who is on the block.
Monday, not Sunday.
Monday, not Sunday. We will see you then.